We got to win. Man, after 7 straight weeks of losing, we
That is
finally got to
crazy.
win. That's crazy. And you know what? A win's a win. I'll take it however it comes. Even though I felt like the Falcons dominated this game, they outgained the Saints by like 100 yards. So
Hmm.
the Falcons really should have won the game. But as we know, the Falcons, they'll find a way to Falcon it up. And they sure
So
did.
did the Falcons have a lot of turnovers or something? How did they lose? If they
Well, they
all
had
game?
one turnover, but their field goal kicker missed, was it 3 field goals? Young
Oh,
Way
okay.
Cool missed 3 field goals. One of them was blocked, and the other two he missed on his own. So,
Wow. Yeah,
yeah,
I
he
saw the
was,
one. I saw the one of them shank to the right, like went wide right,
yeah,
but I didn't know two more.
yeah,
Damn.
he was 1 of 4 on his field goals.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
So,
he's supposed to be a good kicker.
normally a good kicker. Yep. Yep. But hey, man, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. And this was one of those games we just needed. Even though I picked the Falcons to win this game, you know, when the head coach gets fired and the interim head coach comes in, you usually get a boost from that, right?
Yeah.
Then you're playing at home. And that's kind of what it was. It was that energy of this new coach who's a special teams coach who's got a lot of energy. Darren Rizzo or Rizzy, I think it's Rizzy. He came out there with a lot of energy, and you can see his energy affect the special team side of the house, right? They
Hmm.
blocked the field goal. They would put a lot of pressure on Cool. So, I think that those type of little things help. That attention to detail really help and help the Saints get this win. Even though the Falcons, like I said, outgained the Saints, but still in all, we won this game. And then even Alvin Kamara had he played well, but he had a play where he could have iced the game. This would have been a game icing touchdown for like 50, 60 yards, and he dropped it by himself.
Oh yeah, that long pass. I saw that joint. It was right in the bread basket too.
Perfect
Out
pass from Carr.
right in the bread basket, yo.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
showed he had to slow down or nothing, just
Nothing,
right there.
nothing. I
And he
guess it
just
was just too easy. And sometimes you get those where it's just too easy and you lose focus and you drop it.
well, I guess you could afford to do that when you got the mighty Valdez Scanlon just going crazy, going nuts for a career game.
3 catches, 109 yards, 2 touchdowns. It's insane the type of game that this kid had. I can't even call him a kid. He's been around for a
Oh,
while.
he's been around. He's been around. He's probably his eighth year in the league.
Yeah, because I remember back when he was in Green Bay
Green Bay.
with
Mm-hmm.
Aaron Rodgers throwing him passes. So
Yep.
yeah, man. What a game. What a game. A 67-yard touchdown pass. I think he even had like a 3-yard touchdown reception. He just had one of those great games. And then he looks like a great receiver. 6'4", 206 pounds, you know,
Yeah.
30 years old. So he's got some experience under his belt. He played with Aaron Rodgers. Perfect. So yeah,
Yeah.
man, glad to have him.
Yeah.
Glad
So
to have him.
you can keep it going or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm not like most other Saints fans who want them to continue to lose so you can get a top draft pick. I'm not. Yeah, to me, it doesn't work the same way it does like in the NBA, right? Like those top 5 picks, the top 3 picks, you are moving in heaven and earth to get those picks because they're that valuable. In the NFL, it's kind of a crapshoot that first round. Hell, you can get a Lamar Jackson with the 31st pick. You can get a Patrick Mahomes with the ninth or 10th pick. So you don't always need the number 1 overall pick, right? You you can get who's the kid that's lighting it up? Jaden Daniels with the 2nd overall pick.
Yeah, but I mean that's still a top pick though. That's still a top
That's
five pick.
still a top 5 pick, but you don't need to move heaven and earth to get the number 1 overall pick.
No, not number one overall. But I mean, in football though, thing is in football is more than likely you're gonna find those type of players in the top 10 than and after 20.
You
You know
think
what I'm
so?
saying?
I think you can get a solid player from anywhere in the first round to even in the second round. You can get a really good player.
Right. See, you talking about really good. I'm talking about elite players. Yeah,
Even
elite.
elite,
They're gonna be in that top 10. If
dude.
you
We
get after that, after 20, you get an elite player, especially if you get them early, like if they're early in their career elite player, then you just lucked up.
dude, we got Michael Thomas in the second round. We got Alvin Kamara in the third round. The NFL is loaded with so much talent. It's up to your scouts to find the right player that fits your team.
Yeah.
You can get in those first three rounds, you can get elite players.
You can, it's just your likelihood of finding those players. I mean, for every one of those for every Alvin Kamara, I'll find you six busts. Easy.
I
That
can
happened
find
this
that in the top five picks.
top five. I mean,
Cedric Benson.
anything but a quarterback is pretty much not a bust in the top five. Top five is easy to bust in quarterback, but everything else pretty much is money in
I
the
don't
top
know
five.
about that. I don't know about that. Like NBA, you are out of luck when you go in that second round.
Yeah,
Those are G League
NBA
players.
got a lot of bust top five too.
They got a lot of bust top five, but I mean, hardly no one makes it out of this in the second round. Second round picks, hardly any of those dudes make it. They're
No,
in the
unless
G
your name
League.
is Bronny. Your name got to be Bronny to make it in the second round. That's the only time you're gonna get a lifetime contract. You ain't even played on the damn court yet.
My man got a full contract, not a two-way, full. What is it, 4 million or whatever it is? I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
your
that's
dad's
crazy.
name got to be LeBron James, and I ain't mad at him. I mean, how many times we've seen that from the NBA, NFL owners? You know, they do the same thing. So you know what? I ain't mad at you, LeBron. Do your
I
thing.
mean, my only thing is he taking up a valuable roster spot for somebody else that they probably need.
Probably so. But you know what, LeBron? Like, if you want me to stay on this team, you better hire my son.
Yeah,
Period, and
that's
give him
so
a real contract.
that's so wrong.
That's so wrong. But hey, you know what? He's got the leverage.
Mm.
And to me, it doesn't seem like they hiding it either. They're
Oh
like,
no,
well,
they definitely not hiding it.
yeah,
I think they say he about to go down to the G League or
yeah,
something like that.
he will. But they got it set up nicely for him. He won't
Yeah.
travel
Then he
with the
brought
G
it back.
League team.
Hmm.
Only on home games, he's going to play with the G League. But when they travel, nah, I ain't
Right.
playing.
Mhm. Only for LeBron kid.
Hey, man.
Jeez.
Hey, you want LeBron on your team? That's what you got to do. We all knew that was coming. But anyway, back to the
Yeah.
Saints, man. Happy to have the win. Happy for the new coaching, the new head coach. This was much needed. It seemed to uplift the team. Um, do I think it's going to last? No. Um, that I do I see the changes that he made? No. Maybe he made some changes. The practice schedule or something. I think that's what he made. He changed the practice schedule or something like that. Whatever. But I mean, all this talk about major changes. Long as Derek Carr still your starting quarterback, there ain't no damn major change. It's the same team. You got lucky. The same nonsense that was happening to Dennis Allen during the 7-game losing streak.
Mhm.
The ball just bounced your way this time. Younghoe Koo doesn't normally go 1 for 4 in
That is
field
true.
goals.
No bull.
No, that doesn't normally happen. It happened. I'm taking the win, but don't be deceived. This is the same team, and we'll see. I mean, hopefully, now that the schedule, lightens up a little bit. I mean, I'm sure the other teams are thinking the same thing. It's lighting up for them too. But we play the Browns next, so I'll talk about that. I'll talk about who I think is going to win this game. Saints will be at home, but Jameis Winston comes back to town. Doesn't necessarily get his revenge against Dennis Allen, but at least he comes back. He gets his revenge against the Saints. So we'll get to see what happens with that.
It'll
How about your
be
boys?
it'll be interesting.
Yep.
Oh man, what can I say, man? It was dreadful. It was dreadful football. I could barely pay attention to the game. It's so disappointing. I mean, my boy Cooper Rush came out there and threw for 45 yards. I mean, come on now. How do you have 23 attempts and you throw for 45 yards? I'll tell you how, because you only throw it for 2 and 1 yards apiece. There he was literally throwing it for 3 yard plays, 4 yard play. I mean, passes, air yards 4 yards, air yards, 3 yards, air yards, 1 yard. He was throwing it behind the line of scrimmage. He would not throw it down the field to save his life. It was insane what I was watching. And I was like, this can't be his choice. Because I've seen him play before and he will throw the ball downfield. They must have told him, hey man, I want to dink and dunk down the field. Something. It made no sense whatsoever.
Well. One of the big things that I saw in this game, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I saw that there was a problem with the sunlight affecting the players. Was that a big part of why he was throwing a lot of those short passes?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. See, that was later in the game. Because see, what happens is as the sun sets, it starts going down and it shines right into the open. The Dallas Stadium has these big, tall, like I don't know how tall, 100-foot windows
Yeah.
that are actually doors, right? They actually slide open and slide close. And when the sun sets in the evening, it comes down. So this was second half Sunday we was having problems with. And it sets right there on the level where it comes right into the stadium, and who's ever on that side facing that way is just going to get a blast of sunlight right
Mm-hmm.
in your eye, right
Yeah,
in
because
your
I
eye.
saw CD Lamb couldn't find the ball on a touchdown.
Man, the ball, he was wide open. First of
Mm-hmm.
all he had to do was stop, and he catches a touchdown. But he couldn't see the ball, so he just kept kind of floating. Like, are you throwing
Right.
it to me? He couldn't see it at all. And boy, Jerry Jones, ugh, he's so old. He is so old. They asked him about it. He said that that's one of our advantages. And when the stadium was built, it was built to make it look like you were outdoors, even though you were indoors. And that's part of the natural sunlight that's coming in to make it look like it's indoors. And when you if you cover that, it's going to look real dark in there in the stadium. I'm like, man, get out of here. You sound crazy.
He
The
sounds
first
nuts.
of all, we you just saw, and it's been other instances where the players cannot see because there's sunlight coming down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And what he talking about is, we know about the sun thing more than other people. We pay attention to it, so we know how when we get the coin flip, we defer, so we get the ball early and not later in the sun. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, get out of here. Just put the damn thing up. Just put a curtain up or something, or
But
put a
that's what I
light.
read that they have curtains. They have curtains that they
Yeah,
put up like during
yeah.
concerts and things of
Doing
that.
events, right? They put it up for events.
Right.
But for some reason, he thinks that that's supposed to be one of our advantages that this sunlight comes in and beams you in the eye while you try to catch the ball, which is just stupid. It's just dumb. But it was, man, it was the thing was is that our defense actually played inspired this game. I know they scored 34 points, but that wasn't just from the defense. That was because we couldn't move the ball. We couldn't score. Here go another game with no touchdowns. Another game where we going down and we can't score. We can't score a touchdown. And I think I'm trying to remember, did we I can't remember if we scored a touchdown last game neither. Or either that or the game before that we didn't score a touchdown. So that's another game without scoring a touchdown. We actually were only down 14-6 at halftime. I mean, we were only down 14-6. We was in striking distance. And we had 5 sacks on Jalen. First half. 5 sacks. I can't even remember the last time we had 5 sacks in the first half. But that's what the kind of play that a healthy, energized Michael Parsons can bring because he was bringing the heat, yo. And it was several plays where I saw Michael Parsons break through, and normally where I see Jalen Hurts break to the outside and get that edge, he couldn't get it on Jalen. Jalen beat him to the side, beat him to the sideline, and make
Mm-hmm.
him go out instead of being able to turn it up and make him have to throw away. So he was playing inspired football that first half. So when he's healthy, he's the one you want to pay and give him all that money. Thing is, he never stays healthy. That's his problem. So it was just a dreadful game. They brought back in Trey
I
Lance.
saw.
And he come in and do more dink and dunk. It was just Dink and dunk after dink and dunk after dink and dunk. And this is not what I saw when I saw Cooper Rush go 4-1 when he took over
Last
for
year,
last time when Dak got hurt. Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right?
I didn't see him doing that. He was actually taking the ball downfield when he needed to. You know what I'm saying? He'd see that 1-on-1, he'd throw it downfield. He would not throw down the field at all against Philly. And I get it. Philly plays a two deep shell. That's their thing. They're gonna let you play do all the underneath stuff. That's what they do. But still, that don't mean you can't try to get something at least 25 yards down the field.
Right.
Maybe be deep out or something, but get something. You can get something 25 yards. It don't have to be 40. It can be 25 yards. But they literally were throwing 1, 2, and 3 yard passes the whole game. I
Mm.
just don't understand it, man. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's unbelievable that this guy completed 13 passes for 45 yards. I mean, that is
45 yards.
that's not even possible. It's like,
Crazy.
what is that? 3 yards, 4 yards
It's
a pass?
I think it's 3 yards a
It's
pass.
like
Yeah.
3.5 yards a pass.
I think it's less than that. I think it's less than that. It's two, I think it's 2.8 or something like that. Because 15 goes into 45-3. He only threw it 13 times. Okay, so that's more. 3.2, maybe 3. Something like that, man. But
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I got it. It's 3.5, 3.461. So yeah, 45 divided by 13. So
Mm, mm, mm.
about 3.5 yards a pass.
That
Yes.
is horrible. Oh my.
I mean, he must have been throwing bubble screens all game. It's my goodness.
No, I mean, I literally could see it. I'm sitting there like watching it, like, why won't this man throw the ball downfield? What is he doing? I mean, it's 3rd and 9. He throws a 2 yard pass, and it's like, are you trying to get the first down? I mean, what are you trying to do right now? What's your objective? And he did that several times. 3rd and 7, he'd throw a 1 yard pass. It's like he wouldn't throw at the stick to save his life.
Mm.
It was unbelievable. I don't
So,
know if
uh,
he
so, so you got to ask yourself: is Mike McCarthy the problem?
I think he is because if you can't coach your quarterback who you coached before, and he had success, he was solid. He wasn't well. One of them games he did throw for 300 yards
Mm-hmm.
when he went 4-1. So he can throw. He showed he can throw, but this game looked like he just completely regressed. He regressed, man. He is not that same quarterback. And 2 years later, under the same coach, that is bad for the coach.
That is
That's
bad.
terrible for the coach. I mean, you're not coaching him to do nothing.
Well, that or he's just not responding anymore. Like the
I
game
mean,
plan, the game plan that you used in the past is old, and teams are on it. Sounds like Mike McCarthy's scheme is done.
I mean, I think he's definitely lost the locker room. I definitely feel that. But
Yeah.
then you got on top of that Zeke going in for a touchdown and he fumbled. You know what I'm saying? And that's early in the game. That was to bring us back to within. That's back when we was down 6-14. You know what I'm saying? So that at least made it 13-14. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes fumble. And then what happens? The defense gets the ball back. They get a turnover. And then Dallas, the next set of series, goes 3-and-out, kicks the ball right back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can't win like that. You just can't win. And I mean, I don't even know if I want to win because the team was already in a shambles before Dak got hurt. But now he's actually becoming injury prone. I
Yeah.
mean, he's actually could be labeled injury prone now.
How
Because
old is Dak?
that is going to be about 25 games he's missed in the last 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of games in 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think there's going to be 25 games that he's missed in the last 3 years, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
That'll definitely get
That
you the injury prone label.
but Dak has to be in his 30s now, right?
Huh?
How old is Dak?
I think he's just turning 30.
So that's fairly young for a quarterback.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean he's been in the league 8 years.
Oh yeah, it hadn't been that long.
This is eighth season.
Hmm. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
you're
man.
right. That's and I mean he's not a runner like he used to be, so
Nope.
it's
Nope.
it's
Yeah,
unusual to have
Dak
these
is
injuries.
Dak is 31, born in 1993.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, because
Yeah,
we didn't start having these problems with Breeze until he got closer to 40. So, the fact that he's this brittle at 30, that's
yeah, man. But
concerning.
I find it hard to find where I didn't even see where the issue happened. Like, and that's when you start seeing non-contact injuries like that. That's the problem.
Right.
That is a
Right.
big problem because he did not get touched. He claimed it was on a run when he was running, which
Hmm.
is what happened to him last time he had that big run and he broke his ankle. Was on a run. He claimed that's where he think he tweaked it, but it retweaked like 4 plays later when he threw a pass. So all he had to do was throw a pass to retweak a hamstring, yo. Not jumping,
It,
not getting tackled or hit on it. You just threw a pass and retweaked it.
yeah, man. And then,
Come,
then he out
that's
for the rest of the season.
and now you're out for the rest of the season. So it's like, how brittle can you be?
Right.
Throwing a pass and you tweak a hamstring, throwing a pass.
At
That don't even
age
sound right.
31.
Yeah, man. It just don't sound right. It's terrible. But
Yeah.
he's actually turning into injury prone, and that's
Hmm.
bad news when you just paid him.
Yep. So that tells me, regardless of where you pick in the draft, you're not picking a quarterback.
I mean, unless we do the unthinkable, you know what I'm saying, and pick a quarterback early, like
Like
the Packers.
Atlanta. Oh, like the
Yeah, like
Packers.
Atlanta or the
Yeah.
Packers. Yeah,
Yeah.
either one of them, or Philly. Philly did it too with Jalen Hurts.
But Jalen Hurts was like drafted in the second or third round.
That's what I'm saying. If you get a first or second, he was in the second round,
He's
but
the
he was
second
early
round.
in the second round.
Now I'm talking about the teams that took a quarterback in the first, like
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I remember.
Jordan Love,
The Cardinals did that. Remember they got rid of the other dude,
yeah, Rosen,
Josh
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 Rosen.
Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, Josh Rose. They got him early, right? He wasn't the number one pick, but he was a first round pick.
He was a first round pick, and then they
Yeah,
got the number one overall pick, and they took Kyler Murray.
it took
But I
Kyle.
mean, but you wasn't married to Josh Rosen. Like the Cowboys are basically married to Dak. The
Oh yeah,
Falcons are married to Kirk
we're
Cousins.
clearly married to that. He's going to count $93 million against the Cap last year. Next year,
Mm-hmm.
there's
Yeah,
no way he has to play.
he has to play. Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? But I mean, Jerry got in bed with him, and now we stuck with him. That's the
yep,
only way I can look at it. I mean, and I think we've hit his ceiling. I
yeah.
think last year was his ceiling. He's
Well,
not gonna get better than it.
don't feel bad. We're married to Derek Carr and a bunch of other Saints players.
Well, at least it ain't gonna cost you 90 million to
It ain't
get
gonna cost us 90 million, but it's gonna cost us a pretty penny to let him go. And I doubt there's a quarterback out there that we would like I would have did the same thing the Falcons did for Michael Penix Jr. Like
Mm,
that's a great college football talent. I would
yeah.
I would take that chance. But it was to me, it reminded me of what the Chiefs did when they took Patrick Mahomes. Like
Hmm.
they already had Alex Smith. They were already going to the playoffs,
Yeah.
making the
Yeah.
second
Yep.
round.
Yep.
So I mean, you could just be satisfied with that. But the Chiefs like, nah, this kid is special. Like this, how special Patrick Mahomes was. Sean Payton, Saints coach Sean Payton, was planning to draft him with
Hmm.
that pick. They were planning to draft him, and he was planning to tell Drew Brees that, hey, we about to draft this kid. This kid is special. And then all of a sudden, the Chiefs traded up and got the pick right ahead of the Saints and took him. So
Hmm.
they knew this, and that's a pick you can get with the ninth or 10th pick in the first round. That's how
Hmm.
crazy it was. So you can get lucky like that. All right, let's do our recap of Week 10. So first of all, I like to talk about who had the best record from Week 10. Especially when I have the better record.
That's
Uh,
funny because I had to force it out of you last. Okay. Here we go.
well, I
Let's
didn't do
see.
the math at the time, but I did the math this time.
Hmm.
So I went 11-3, for Week
Hmm.
10. You went 10-4. It's a good try by you.
No,
I would,
not bad.
not bad, not bad. I mean, it tends to get easier as the season go on, right? Because you got a little bit better idea of what the teams are, who the teams are, how good they're going to be, and you
Right.
got a better idea based on some of the starting quarterbacks who are out.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
all right, let's recap, man. So we had the Thursday night game. We had the Ravens at home against the Bengals. The Ravens was 6.5 point home favorites here, and the Ravens won this joint by what was it, 1 point or something like that?
Yep. 1 point, yo. Another nail biter.
Yep.
Just
I
like
mean,
the other game.
can the Ravens go this entire season with these nail biters? Can they just keep winning like this? I don't know, man.
No, no, they can't. Of course not. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you lose to Cleveland,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? And Jameis Winston. You had this nail biter. I mean, I get this. I get it. This is a divisional game, and really, the Bengals are kind of underrated.
They
Because
are.
this they do. They
They
just start
are.
right. Even though we know they can score points, but when you let Jamar Chase run for 11 catches, 260 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and you have the worst pass defense in the league now, even worse than the Jaguars, that is a problem.
That is a problem.
That is
That
a huge problem.
that's gonna cost them the season.
Oh, absolutely. And you can't have no kinks when you still chasing behind the Chiefs and
Right.
Mahomes.
Right.
You
And,
know, they was already with your butt when you had a better defense.
right. And you know, and I mean, Lamar Lamar is probably going to win MVP again. You know,
It looks like that right now.
it looks that way right now. Matter of fact, we got to do our predictions for MVP. We'll have to do that next week.
Yep,
But
yep.
yeah, I mean, it looks like that may happen again, and he may not win a Super Bowl. He may not get to the Super Bowl because this defense is bad.
Well, he doesn't have a whole lot of competition at MVP right now. That's the
No,
problem.
that's true. That's true. But I
You
mean,
know?
he's putting up great numbers. I mean, he threw four touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
he is. He definitely is. He put up good numbers. That's for sure.
yeah, MVP type
But
numbers. So
but you know what? It's like he gets away with the stuff that Caleb Williams is not getting away with right now.
well,
All that off schedule running around in the backfield, he gets away. He just gets away with it. He just does because he's so athletic.
that's what I'm about to
It
say. He got
runs
elite
from everybody.
speed.
Yeah, he just runs away from anybody trying to tackle him. Or if you think it was going to be a sack, he runs away from it and throws it away and makes it a not a sack.
Right. And then it's like everybody else is moving in slow motion.
Yeah,
And if you ever watch him play, he never takes a big hit. Some kind of way he is able to avoid the big hits from defenders.
yep,
So
yep.
anyway,
Every
all right.
time.
Next, we had the Saints at home against the Falcons. The Falcons were 4 point road favorites, and the Saints won this game. Yeah, like I talked about earlier, um, I'll take a win however they come. You know, even though I didn't think this was a strong win, I'm happy to take it. There's games like that when you don't perform your best, and sometimes the ball just bounces your way. And the ball hasn't been bouncing our way for the past 7 weeks, and it finally did. And I'll take it. You know,
I mean, hey, Carr had a solid game. You
yeah.
know, uh, Valdez Scanlon had a coming out party.
His first game with the team, he just showed up last week.
Yeah, I like. Wasn't he only on the team like 3 days or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, yeah. But I'm looking at it from the statistical standpoint, right? The Falcons had 468 yards of total offense. We had 365, right? They had 11 more plays than us. They had the time of possession. Every statistical fashion tells you that the Falcons won this game. They had time of possession was 35 minutes. Saints was 24 minutes. But
Mm.
you know, the Saints made winning plays, right? I'm still a little frustrated with Darren Wizard. He went for it on fourth down at the Falcons, like 10, 15-yard line. We had a chance to ice the game late. We had like fourth down on the Falcon side of the field, and we chose to punt it. It was like 4th and 2 or 3, and it's like, man, go for that. So, you know, scared plays like that. But still in all, like I said, we won the game. I got to be happy about that, and I am definitely happy about that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you get the W. You're eating
Yeah,
W.
eating
So,
W's. Yeah, but I didn't eat a W on this one. I picked the Falcons to win, and the Saints. You picked the Saints to win.
yep, yep, yep.
So,
This is one of the ones I just kind of felt that cars back. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
They still got to they take a little week to get for the coach, the new coach to get his stuff in and make it different than it was before. Defense gonna play a little better. You
right,
know, and
and
but I didn't think the damn Falcons kicker was gonna go haywire and just miss all the kicks like that.
right, right. Well, and I've always said this: no matter what the records are between the Saints and the Falcons, they always split. They
Yep.
tend to split the season, and I should have known better. The Falcons won the first game. I should have known the Saints were going to win this off some fluky, crazy stuff. With an interim head coach and a field goal kicker, the normally reliable, cool, who misses three field goals. It always happens. I should have known it. But
Yep.
anyway, yeah, Saints got the win. So we'll keep rolling with that. Hopefully we can win next week and try to get some momentum behind us.
Well, at least he didn't get mushed in the face when he missed his three field goals. Like, huh? Oh boy, did in San Francisco.
Well, you got slapped in the face. What do you mean?
Yeah, when San Francisco missed three field goals, he missed three field goals too. I think he went two for 2 of 5.
Wow.
And three field goals, and Debo Samuels came and like mushed him in the face, like get your
Oh yeah, yeah, I did see that. Oh, is that what happened? Because I saw
yeah,
Debo walk over and slap somebody in the face.
yeah, yep,
Oh.
yep. He like y'all better get y'all shit together. And yeah, man, it was crazy.
Okay, okay. I couldn't figure out what happened, man. I saw that and immediately I thought thinking about Debo and all the funny outfits he
Right.
been walking in the stadium with, and how they had the Little Richard music playing behind one of the outfits he had on. That was funny. That was funny. All right. Next, we had the Panthers at home against the Giants. I think this was the game in Munich, right? So this was the
Yeah,
9:30
Germany.
a.m.
Yep,
game.
yep.
Yep.
That's
So
in
uh,
Germany.
in Germany, yep, yep. Giants were 5.5 point road favorites. You and I both picked the Giants, and the Panthers won this game. So, are the Panthers, have they figured it out? Are they on a roll? I don't think so. I,
Francis was like, stand up, man. We still here. We in here. You
whatever.
know.
I think
Bryce
the
just said,
Giants.
I'm back.
I think the I think the Giants just stink that bad.
Well, Chuba was running all over this. He ran for 153 yards. So
Right, right, right.
they got smart, stay with the run, just let him just take over.
Yeah,
And I
that kid
think
can
that's the
play.
first time. I think they said that's the first time in Bryce Young's young career that he's won 2 games back to back.
Yeah, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, man.
That definitely sounds about right.
So damn
It-
Giants.
yeah, I mean, because last year they won 2 games.
Right.
So they've already surpassed their total wins from last season.
Hmm.
Yep. So Huber had 153 yards rushing on
Yep.
28 attempts. Like he was the workhorse. And
Yep.
good for him. He's got a new contract. He's getting some love. He's been sitting behind, Christian McCaffrey. And now this kid's finally getting the attention he deserved.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Getting it in.
Yep. Yep. Good for him. All right. Next, we had the Bears at home against the Patriots. The Bears were 6 point home favorites. You and I both went with the Bears, and the Patriots won this game, man. Good for the Patriots.
Mm-hmm. I can the Taylor, oh boy. He,
Hey,
he's at a he's at an all-time high and holding that ball. He think he gonna stand back there 5, 6 seconds every time. He out of his mind. This is not college.
you're right. And that's part of the problem. He thinks this is still college.
Yeah, man. But you know what? That's coaching. Coaching got to get that out of him and say, hey, man, you're holding the ball too long. Find your man, get the ball. Even make your pre-snap reads and find out where you're going to go with the ball. But you got to get that ball out your hand.
Mm-hmm.
You're sitting back there. You can't sit there, keep scrambling and thinking these guys are not going to catch you.
Yeah, because I mean, he was sacked 9 times by the Patriots. That's unreal.
Yeah, man.
9 times, Caleb. Man, he is regressing big time. And I
It's,
understand that the Bears have fired their offensive coach.
Yep, offense coordinator out of there. And then there was another rumor going around, rumor mill, that some of the players are starting to ask the coach to uh to start the other quarterback.
Oh wow, who's the backup?
Badgett.
Oh
Bad.
no, no, they can't go to Badger. No,
I'm like, that rumor can't be true.
yeah,
That
no,
can't be true.
no, that can't be true. Because
Yeah, but that was the rumor mill going around.
Badger had his chance against the Saints, and he was god awful.
Right. Yeah.
So
But yeah, Caleb is
he's
I mean,
regressing.
they put everything in place for you to succeed. And
Hmm.
you're looking awful
Yeah, he's
right now.
regressing. He's got two top notch receivers, and he's struggling with that. So I think but that falls on the offensive coordinator. You got to do some plays that get him comfortable. You got to do
Mm.
some rollouts and give him some easy throws to get him to get some momentum going. And
Yep.
yeah, that's tough. That's tough. But
Yeah.
they still,
They got played.
got a pretty decent record. They're 4-0 at 4-1 now at home. So they win the majority of their games at home. So
Right. But you can't get outplayed by Drake May.
no,
You
you
know what I'm
can't.
saying? Especially at home, and you
Right.
don't put up one touchdown.
Nope.
Only thing you can muster up is a field goal.
Yeah. Three
And I was
points.
in the second quarter.
Yeah. That was pretty bad.
That was pretty bad, man. That was not a good look
Yeah.
at all.
All right. Let's get
Hey,
to the
but I
next one.
told
What?
y'all last week, but bet the under, push that joint all the way down as far as you can, because that was going to be a low scoring clunker. And
Yeah,
I didn't.
I thought that was pretty obvious, right? Because they had the total at 38 and a half. And it's like, how do you see 38 and a half with these two teams?
Yeah, dog. Yeah. And shit, that's why I was saying get it under 30 if you can. Get it at
Mm-hmm.
29 and a half.
Mm.
Because these teams are they want to stink up the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, we had the Colts at home against the Bills. The Bills were 4-point road favorites. You and I both went with the Bills, and the Bills won this game 30-20.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the Bills are just a much better team. So
Yeah. I mean, the Colts hung around, though. They definitely hung around. It was like, I think they was only down 7 points at halftime,
yeah,
So they hung around. Um, I think the problem was the real difference in this game is Joe Flacco threw a pick six early in the game.
yeah, yeah.
I'm saying he threw, was it Joe Flacco or wait a minute, who threw, somebody threw a pick six?
No, I
Yeah,
think it was Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
Yeah,
He threw a pick six early in the game.
yeah.
Like,
There was it was
wasn't
yeah. It
even doing
was
that.
like 12 minutes in the game. He threw a 23-yard interception, return for a touchdown. Yeah,
Yep,
that was the
yep,
first score by the Bills.
yep,
And it's
yep,
not like Josh Allen had a great game. He threw two picks in this game.
yep,
So
yep.
yeah, yeah, no. So I still believe in Flacco. I think that was the right decision to go with him, but you were
Oh
playing.
no, it's definitely a right decision for them to bench Richardson for
Yeah,
Flacco. They're trying to win anyway.
yeah. If you're trying to win, yeah, that was the right move. So
Yeah,
okay,
definitely.
all right, let's go to the next one. Chiefs at home against the Broncos. Chiefs were 8-point home favorites. You and I both went with the Chiefs, and the Chiefs won this game.
Mm.
So
Squeaker, squeaker, squeaker.
yeah, that seems to be every game for the Chiefs now, and they won this one by a
Yeah.
field goal.
And once again, win the game scoring less than 27 points.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
But the Broncos had a chance to win the game, and their field goal was blocked as
yes,
time expired. So
wasn't it like a 30-yard field goal or something like that? Wasn't even
yeah,
that.
yeah, and
And
it
the Chiefs has got they're on a mission right now. I don't know. Hey, I said the three peat was definitely on the table, but
mm-hmm.
the way they're winning right now is just crazy.
It is.
I mean,
It
this
is
is not
crazy.
typical Chiefs ball that you used to see Patrick Mahomes throwing for 3 or 4 touchdowns, 350 yards. You're not seeing that. It's low scoring, low output, type wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But you see, I mean, hey,
but I
Broncos
mean,
always
when
out.
you know how to win, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Things just happen your way.
Yep, absolutely,
So
absolutely. And there was
Okay.
some crazy low scoring games this week.
There
Mm.
were. There were. All right.
So,
Next, we had the Bucks at home against the 49ers. The 49ers were 5.5 point road favorites here. And you and I both went with the 49ers, and the 49ers won this game.
mm. Yeah, and they barely won this game.
Yes, they did.
I mean, yo, Baker Mayfield, he only threw for 116 yards, right? But
But
he
they didn't
had,
have any. You don't have any receivers to throw it to.
yeah, they don't have no receiver. I mean, the top two receivers is out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Their leading receiver was Rashad White, which is their running back.
Yeah, and the tight end was second,
Right.
Cade Otton, and
Kate
then
out.
third
Hmm.
was Bucky Irvin, who was another
Right.
running back.
The other running back, right.
Yeah. So, so
So yeah, he had no top receivers, right? But he had one play, man. I swear, if Jackson, Lamar Jackson had did this play, they already gave him the MVP. He was running to the sideline, and this was Bosa too. Bosa bearing down on him. He stiff arm Bosa for like 5 minutes, yo.
he said
Kept
for
my
five
arm with the stiff arm while he looking downfield, and then threw the ball. Threw the ball. I think shot that might be for a touchdown,
minutes.
or it was either touchdown or first down. But put a stiff arm on Bosa, walked him for about 5 yards like that, and then threw the ball with the other hand, yo.
He
That
said
don't.
for 5 minutes.
But if Jackson had did that play, they would have gave him the MVP already. They would just say, "Okay, here you go, man. Go ahead,
But
go ahead, MVP."
well, you got to give the Bucks and Baker Mayfield a lot of credit, man. They've been fighting hard in a lot of these games, even though they've been losing them and they got a
Yeah,
lot of injuries. They've been very competitive in these games.
they've been competitive. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not getting slaughtered like you would think they would with
right,
that amount of talent missing off the field.
right. I mean, with the Chiefs, now it's the 49ers. They held their own against them. So yeah, good on
Mm-hmm.
them. All
Yes,
right,
indeed.
next we had the Commanders at home against the Steelers. Commanders were 3 point home favorites. You and I both went with the Steelers. We kind of knew that the Steelers were going to win this game. Much more experienced team. Uh, a good head coach, Russell Wilson back there, Super Bowl champion quarterback. So yeah, I think the Steelers got the edge now.
Yeah. They ended that game on a veteran move. Did you see it?
Yes, yes,
With the cadence.
yes. Russell got him. You know,
Yeah, Russell came in there, got him with the cadence. You clearly see, okay, because first I'm like, Tomlin not gonna do this. That's just not the type of coach he is. He gonna punt that thing, play defense.
right.
When they came out, I said, oh, they're gonna try to throw him off sides. And stupid Redskin lineman, I don't even know who it was, jumps off side on the first hut.
They're right.
The, fir- the
You
first
should
hut.
know. You
You
should
should
know they're not
know.
gonna run the. They're not running the play.
They're not running the play. They just trying to jump you off. And you fall all the way. It wasn't like one where you say up and then you kind of like a little bit you can get back.
Right.
The guy.
He was sacking Russell Wilson. Man. It was like you really thought they were running a play. Come on,
He was
man.
all in on that one. Like, well, that first hard snap, I'm going crazy.
Right, he was convinced that ball was snapped.
All right. I saw it move, coach. I swear I saw it move. But and that's what they tell you, that's what they teach you. Usually when you're down in the trenches, just watch the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch the ball. And they can't snap it till they move the ball. So just watch the ball and don't move to the ball move. That's it. Nope.
Right.
He jumps offside, end of the game.
Yeah, but a good game. Good game. Steelers won by one.
It was a good game. Yeah.
Very competitive. Got to give the Commanders a lot of credit. They are playing tough. I mean, for a team that was bad for many years, they've really turned things around. Now they're 7-3, but this team is playing very well with Jaden
I
Daniels.
mean, let's not I mean, this is yet another over 500 team that the Commanders lose to. And and mind you, Pittsburgh is one of the teams that Dallas beat.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we even give them that much credit for
Well,
hanging on to that game.
let's get it straight now. Did y'all beat the Justin Fields Pittsburgh Steelers or the Russell Wilson Pittsburgh Steelers?
It was a couple of weeks ago, so it had to be Russell Wilson, right?
I don't know. I mean, Russ only
Russell been in this is third, fourth week there.
it's like his third or fourth week. Did y'all beat that Russ? What Russ did? I mean, which Steelers team did you beat? Because you beat the Justin Fields Steelers team. That really doesn't count.
Well, they were winning too. It wasn't like they weren't winning.
Let me see. All
They
right, this
I
was
think
in
they were 3-0.
October 6th. Y'all beat them 20-17. Let me see who was the
Okay.
quarterback.
And who's the quarterback? I can't even remember.
Let's see. Justin Fields doesn't count.
Oh, it don't count because it's Justin Fields. Whatever. They were winning with Justin Fields before Russ came in there and started cooking.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count. It was Justin Fields. All right, let's go to the next slide, man. Jags at home against the Minnesota Vikings. Jags, Minnesota was 4.5 point road favorites, and you and I both went Minnesota, and Minnesota won this game barely, man. This was
Barely.
it's a 12-7. What was this?
Dog. It looked like a damn hockey score. They were sitting there basically. I was watching Sam Darnold turn back into a pumpkin.
Yeah, he
I,
sure did. Three picks.
he was just throwing interceptions. It wasn't just that he was throwing interceptions. He was throwing red zone interceptions.
Mm.
Down and get ready to score, and he throws it interception. They'll get all the way down the field. Then he throws the interception once they get down in the red zone. It was crazy. And I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, what is wrong with him? And what like it was just bad passes. It was bad choices. Like the
Mm-hmm.
guy wasn't even open sometimes. He's
Decision
throwing his, but
making.
it was the decision making,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And yeah, he lost me a lot of money in that first half. Because they
I
was
noticed you're a little bit emotional about this.
you said what?
I said I noticed you're a little bit emotional about this, Ed. He lost you some money in that first half, so
Oh yeah. He lost me some money in the first half because Minnesota was -3.5 first half.
mm.
And they were terrible. They didn't even win the first half at all. They were 7-3 at halftime,
Right.
which is crazy. I mean, that's the worst pass defense in the league, or it was up to that point, until the Ravens went nuts with Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and you were supposed to throw all over them. You were
Right.
supposed to throw all over them. Uh, uh, what's his name? The wide receiver,
Justin
um,
Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson. I want to say Justin Fields. Justin Jefferson. He was supposed to have like 150 yards receiving.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, everybody throws on the Jaguars, and all of a sudden
Not today.
Minnesota gets there, and Sam Darnold. I mean, he had 240 yards, but it was. I feel like it was an empty calorie type of. I mean, he was moving
No,
the.
he was moving the ball.
Was moving. It just he kept throwing
Yeah,
intercept.
it threw three interceptions, and they got 4 field goals out of
Yeah,
the yards and movement of the ball. So just seemed like they weren't finishing drives. You know what I mean? Which is
yeah.
unusual for them.
Yet another game with one team don't score a touchdown.
Right. Right.
That's crazy.
Another low scoring game. This one was predicted 45.5 points, and they got
Yeah.
19 total.
Wow,
So
that's crazy.
that's crazy. All right, let's go to the next one. Chargers at home against the Titans. Chargers was 7.5 point home favorites. You and I both went with the Chargers, and the Chargers won 27-17. Um, what can I say? I mean, Jim Harbaugh just knows how to win and just does winning plays. Like I saw like a highlight of uh, Harbaugh talking to um, um, Herbert on the sideline, and he was like, "Look, just pretend like I'm 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 talking to you about a passing play." And so they're pretending like they're talking about a passing play, and the whole time he's telling Herbert, "You're gonna run a quarterback sweep on this play." and this was goal line play, and he ran the quarterback sweep on the play and got the touchdown. I was like,
Wow.
that's brilliant. That's
Wow.
brilliant. And it's just winning plays like that because a lot of teams don't use the advantage of the quarterback running the ball in goal line situations like that. Just run the quarterback. You got a touchdown. It's easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Uh,
frustrating.
I still don't understand why the Chiefs abandoned it because of a kneecap issue they had with Mahomes. So now every time they get down there, they gotta be cute instead of
Mm,
just lining up for a quarterback sneak.
yeah.
But ever since he had that kneecap issue, they refused to run quarterback sneak,
Uh,
which is
yeah, because at one time, yeah, I remember a lot of NFL teams were running the quarterback draw, and they were doing it at the goal line, and it was working to perfection because the
yeah.
defense, they see the quarterback in shotgun, empty set, five wide. You got a bunch of cornerbacks out there. You spread out because you think the quarterback could get you off the edges, and he runs right up the middle. So
Hmm.
I don't know why a lot of teams aren't taking advantage of it. And the Chargers ran the quarterback sweep. Like you don't account for the quarterback, and when he runs a sweep, I mean, come on, that's easy. That's like taking
Right.
candy from a baby.
Hmm.
All right, let's get to this other game. Let's get to this game. Cowboys at home against the Eagles. Eagles were 7-point road favorites here, and I mean the Eagles dominated the Cowboys 34-6.
Yeah. I mean, we was in the game first half, but what can I say? If you're gonna throw 2 and 1 yard passes all game, you're not winning any game.
Yeah,
I almost feel like they tanked the second half. I really do. They
I,
ain't gonna put Trey Lance in the game.
yeah, sound like you did. And Cooper Rush throws a 45 yards. I mean, are you even trying?
Yeah, it felt like it. Felt like a complete tank job.
Well, Mike McCarthy won't be there next year.
Nah, he's definitely not gonna be. I don't even know if he's gonna last the season because
Yeah,
it's
it's
really
getting ugly. And then was it Michael Parsons? Somebody said something about him in the locker room during the interview.
yeah, he made a statement that was kind of misconstrued. He was like basically saying that Mike McCarthy can go on. He's like, what I feel bad about it is the the veteran players who this is like their last hurrah. They only got a few more games to play. Mike McCarthy, he can go on and coach on somewhere else and all that stuff. Um, but these guys, these the last of their games. You know what I'm saying? These are the last of their football career. And I wanted to kind of bring them a trophy for that. But
Yeah, I can see how that was misconstrued because
yeah. I
I
mean,
misunderstand it.
The,
So
what he said that made them misconstrue it is that these are guys who put more work in than Mike McCarthy ever did. That's what made everybody misconstrue it. So it was his fault. He said something that kind of made them think that because he said these guys put more work on the field than Mike McCarthy ever did.
yeah, that sounds like a shot at Mike McCarthy. So
Yeah, it
however
does.
you however you
It
flip
does.
it, turn it around or whatever, still sound like a shot at Mike McCarthy and well deserved because
Yeah,
they're stinking it up. So
he's pretty terrible.
yeah, yeah, time for him to go. All right, Chargers, Chargers, Cardinals at home against the Jets.
Mm-mm-mm.
This game was kind of listed as even, but my goodness, it wasn't played even. I went with the Cardinals. You went with the Jets on it, and the Cardinals dominated this game, 31-6.
Yeah,
Yeah,
another game where the team don't score a touchdown. This is crazy.
yeah,
This weekend be like that. I mean, yeah, Rodgers looked like he didn't regress, like he got old.
regress. Yeah, he hasn't gotten old. He didn't hit like
Done.
he's going off that cliff. Big mistake by the
Yeah,
Jets.
man.
It looks like they've gotten burned by Green Bay again. And and,
Yeah.
and we can look into another, I guess, 10, 12 years from now. I guess they'll be sending Jordan Love to the Jets to screw him over. Probably get a bunch of draft picks for
Yep. You
Love in
yeah, you
10,
do
15,
Brett
12,
Favre,
15
you
years.
do Aaron Rodgers, and yeah, might as well throw Love over there too.
Get a bunch of draft picks and send Love just like they did with Rodgers and Brett Favre. So, yep.
Mhm. Yep.
All right. Next, we had the Texans at home against the Lions. The Lions were 3.5 point road favorites. You and I both went with the Lions, and the Lions won this game 26-23. Good
Squeaker.
game. Squeaker. Good game. Good game. Texas was dominating this game. I think they had a 10-point lead going into the fourth quarter and lost it, playing
Yeah,
scared.
man. Yeah. Yeah, the Giants won the fourth quarter 13-0.
Yeah, Lions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
Alex
crazy
Smith.
part about it, golf. Golf threw 5 picks in this game.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. He looked
he
pretty
played
good.
pretty bad, but they kept chucking along with it, man. They didn't give in.
Yeah, well, they used all the other sides of the game. They used some special teams. They get some good returns. They got,
Mm-hmm.
and don't forget, they Stroud threw two himself.
Yeah,
You know,
but not
um,
five.
right, not five, but that kind of evens the level. You know what I'm saying? So now it's
Right,
only three interception difference, and then they were able to kind of stuff Joe Mixon.
right.
They was actually able to kind of stuff him. So, um, yeah, and their wide receiver issues are hurting them too.
Mm-hmm.
Houston, you know what
Big
I'm saying?
time,
So,
big time.
hmm offense is just not the same without
Mm-hmm.
that in there.
Yep. All right. Lastly, the Monday night game: Rams at home against the Dolphins. Rams were 1 point home favorites. And wait, who won this game? Was it the? I think the Dolphins won this game, right?
No, the
Yeah,
Dolphins won.
yeah. Dolphins won. I picked the Dolphins. You picked the Rams, and the Dolphins won.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, this is a different team. It's a different team with Tua back there.
Yeah, it is. But I just thought that Stafford and them, with everybody back, would be able to score more points. It just was. I don't know what's going on with Stafford right now. He taking an awful lot of sacks.
Yeah,
He
he
taking an
is.
awful lot of sacks.
Yeah,
Um,
he's holding on to the ball too long.
that might be the case, but this late in your career, you shouldn't be doing that.
Right.
That shouldn't even be a thing this late in your career.
So,
But
but I think we're underestimating the Dolphins, right? We see their record; they're 2-6 now, 3-6. Um, but they got their starting quarterback, and this is a totally different team with Tua back there. And I think now we got to put some respect on Tua's name, right? We were saying that the
well, I
success
don't
of
know.
this,
I think he got about two more games before he be out of there again.
he
You
might
saw
be out of there again, but they're gonna have the
he threw,
same issues.
he threw an interception and did try to make the tackle.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like, what are you doing, man? Just walk to the sideline after you throw an interception. Don't do anything else to it.
I mean, then put his head down on that joint too. I was like, oh no, Tua, you about to be out of here for real.
Yeah. But the point I'm trying to make is that, at one time we were saying the success of this team was because of Tyreek Hill. And we see Tyreek Hill can't throw the ball to himself. And with Tua out there, they are a better team with Tua. We saw how bad this team was without Tua. Thanks for joining us again. We do this thing every week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Holla.